Yeah, good evening. See, yesterday, static imports. Okay, I'll ask some questions, give me answer. Now, parseInt method in which class? ParseInt method in which class? Integer class. Is it instance method or class method? Which method? Class method. How many ways to access? 4 ways. What are those? Directly, class name, object reference. How many ways not recommended? 2 ways. What are those? Object reference. When we have to use directly? Same class. When we have to use class name? Another class. parseInt method in which class? Our class, which class? Demo class. Can we access directly? No. So, if I compile, we'll get an error. So, it is also error. It is also error. Now, system.out. That is also in system class. It is static. That is suppose this is system. I'll write it. Later I'll make it. So, you will get it 2 errors now. File, save. If I compile. See, if I compile, we'll get it 2 errors. Java C demo.java. Java, see, 2 errors. We are getting 2 errors. parseInt place only. You observe. Okay. Now, parseInt method, it is a class method, static method. That's what compulsory class name required. Now, to avoid this class name, one new feature came. That is only called static imports. Now, to avoid this one, actually how to solve this error is, integer dot you have to write. Okay. 2 times integer dot you have to write. Instead of this one, we have another concept, static imports. So, import static java dot lang dot integer dot star. This line meaning is all static members of integer class without class name we can access. Now, file, save, compilation, execution, running. Now, 2 options. If I remove this, error comes. Either write integer dot or write that static import. Both are same. Only to reduce the number of lines. To write again and again instead of writing integer dot. Now here 2 times only you are writing. While developing project 10 times also will write. In that situation, import static better. Okay. Either you follow that one or follow this one. Both are same. Okay. Whichever you feel comfortable, that is you can continue. That is just new feature. That is new feature. Okay. Suppose. But don't compare this import with that import. That import is different. That import is different, no? See, while using string tokenizer class, we imported one line. Import java.util.star. That is different. This is different. That import is, if you want to access the classes required. But this import is to avoid the class name with static members we have to use. That is different. This is different. That is normal import. This is static import. This is different. No? Not same. That concept different. This concept different. Okay. So, if I compile this one, will it compile? No. How many errors comes? 2 errors. You can solve these errors by prefixing integer dot. That is possible. One more way, static imports. Now, is it clear? Still any doubts are there? Clear now? No. Next concept we'll see. See, you studied Java fundamentals. Okay. You studied object-oriented programming. You studied string handling, like even inner classes and packages. Inner classes and packages. Okay. You studied string handling and wrapper classes. These all you studied. Okay. These 4 topics you studied. Java fundamentals up to loops, breaks, continue. You studied, no? Break, label, continue, label, like that. After that, when I started class object, that day onwards, object-oriented programming. That is up to encapsulation. Later, inner classes, packages. After that, string handling, wrapper classes. These 4 you studied. Okay. Still, these are the concepts left. See, like exception handling. Exception handling is there. Okay. After exception handling, Java streams and serialization. Next, network programming. Next, collections framework and generics. Next, multi-threading and synchronization. Last, new features from JDK 1.1 to JDK 18. Here also many features are there. Okay. So these 4 you studied. These all you have to study. But these 4 only 65% subject. These remaining all 35%. Okay. 65% subject completed actually. Now these 6 topics, it is 35%. Okay. So Java fundamentals, object-oriented programming, inner class and package, string handling and wrapper classes completed. These topics left. These topics left. Here, exception handling, you are going to see now. Okay. After that, Java streams and serialization. After that, network programming. After that, collections framework and generics. This topic is most important. Collections framework and generics. You attend any interview, minimum 4-5 questions from collections they'll ask. If you give answers, they'll stop. If you don't give answer, that day total interview collections only. Okay. If you don't give answers, like that. Collections framework. Okay. Multi-threading also important. New features also important. These 2 topics only not much important, but remaining all important. Remaining all important only. These 2 topics only not much important. Little bit enough. Very depth not required, these 2. Okay. But remaining all, these collections important, multi-threading important, new features important, all important only. Okay. Now, today you are going to see exception handling. Note down. Exception handling. First of all, what is exception we'll see. Later, how to handle we'll see. Okay. First, what is exception we'll see. This topic is related to errors. Related to errors. First, about errors we'll see. What is error? Any idea? Runtime. What is error? I'm asking. What runtime error, compile time? That's it. Yeah. Error is nothing but technical word. That's it. If you do any mistake, that is error. If you do any mistake in the programming part, that mistake we are calling like error. Okay. So if you do any mistake in the programming part, that mistake nothing but error. So write it. A programming mistake is said to be an error. If you do any mistake in the programming part, that mistake is called error. If you do any mistake in the programming part, that mistake is called error. A programming mistake is said to be an error. A programming mistake is said to be an error. Types of errors. How many types of errors do you know? Compile time errors, runtime errors. Any other? Syntactical error, nothing but compile time only. Compile time error, syntax error, both are same. Any other? We are compiling, compile time. Running, runtime. No other? One more also is there, logical errors. There are three types of errors. First one, compile time errors. Second one, runtime errors. Third one, logical errors. First one, compile time errors. Second one, runtime errors. Third one, logical errors. Suppose the previous program, whatever you have seen, that program I'll take for understanding these all errors. Suppose I'll go for integer dot only. Integer dot. Now here, if I remove semicolon here, will it compile? No. Okay. Every statement must be terminated with semicolon in Java. Okay. That is syntax. If you don't follow syntax, that error is called syntax error. That error displayed at compile time. That's what that error is called, compile time error. That's what syntax error, compile time error, both are same. Got it, man? Every statement must be terminated with semicolon. That is a syntax. That is, if you don't follow, that error is called syntax error. But syntax error displayed while compiling only. That is the reason syntax errors are called compile time errors. Okay. Now, generally what will happen, your learning Java means your concentration first of all on syntax only. On syntax only will be there. So your learning Java means you will never forget syntax. Your concentration first on syntax only will be there. But even if you do mistake in a syntax, nothing will happen. Your compiler, each and every line it will check. In which line mistake happened in syntax. Even if you forget syntax also, compiler will not forget, no? Compiler will not forget. Each and every line will check. That error message displayed. What will happen? See, file, save. I forgot semicolon here. I forgot semicolon. I compiled. See, demo.java, file name, line number 7. So, demo.java, line number 7. Error. Semicolon expected. So, in line number 7, semicolon expected. It is showing. In line number 7 also, where it is expected also it's showing. Either year expected or year expected or year expected or year expected also showing. So, compile time errors, it is nothing. Anybody can understand. They can make it correct. Okay. So, if you forget syntax also, nothing will happen. Your compiler shows, seeing that error message, anybody can make it correct. That much easy to make it correct compile time errors. Okay. Just 5-10% errors, difficult to identify. but 90% of the compile time errors anybody can understand. It is very easy, no? But this is also you are not understanding means in future you will never become a programmer. Okay, that much easy. So compile time errors, anybody can make it correct. That much easy. So line number also showing, what is a mistake also showing, where is a mistake in that line also showing. So semicolon expected year, that cap symbol also showing. Seeing this error message, you will make it correct. That's it. Compile time errors, it is not a problem. Okay. Now, this we will see later. First, this one we'll see. Logical error. Now, suppose you want to write 5 factorial. 5 factorial you want to calculate. Okay. What you'll do? 5 to 1 you'll multiply. 5 into 2, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. You'll multiply. Or you'll multiply 1 to given number. Like this you'll multiply. 5 factorial you want to calculate. Given number to 1 you can multiply. Or 1 to given number you can multiply. That is factorial logic. While writing in a program, somewhere you'll write. Suppose B equal to B into A. Multiplication you'll write. B equal to B into A semicolon. Like that one statement you'll write in a program. Multiplying. By mistake, if you write B equal to B plus A. By mistake. Actually what you have to write? Star symbol. Multiplication. By mistake you written addition. Program will it compile or not? It will compile successfully. Okay. Will it run or not? It will execute. So factorial logic means multiplication. But by mistake you written addition. Then it will compile successfully. It will execute successfully. You will expect the output 120. You will get the output 15. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 added. You will get a 15. But actually what you will expect? Multiplication. 120. You are going to get 15. That will be happen. Seeing that wrong output, you will understand some mistake happened in my logic. Okay. But will it compiler shows here star symbol expected? No. Will it Java virtual machine will show here star expected? No. Okay. Because compiler doesn't know logic. For factorial program, multiplication required, total addition required, it doesn't know. Okay. So, like a semicolon expected, here multiplication expected, will it show? No. Because compiler doesn't know logic. Java virtual machine doesn't know logic. Windows operating system doesn't know logic. Hardware doesn't know logic. System cannot understand logic. If system understands logic, programmers are not required. Why programmers? Programmers are not required. See, if you want to get a job, logical skills only first priority. Second, communication skills. First priority, logical skills only. Okay. So logic only, if you forget, then what will happen? You will not get output. Wrong output comes. And system is not responsible for logical errors. That is your responsibility. Because system doesn't know logic. This is one type of logic. One more type of logic also I'll show you. How many types of variables are there? Which type? 3 types. What are those? Instance variables, class variables, local variable. 3 types of variables. Okay. When we have to use instance variable, value is different for objects. When we have to use class variable, value is same for all objects. When we have to use local variable, to perform the task. Right. If I give variable name, you can select properly, no? Employee number, instance variable, name, company name, class variable, salary, bonus. What is it? Local variable. Local. Okay, salary bonus is based on salary. Task is there. 10% bonus, 5% bonus, like that. So you are selecting employee number instance variable required. By mistake, you return class variable. By mistake. Will it compile or not? Yes, it will compile. Will it execute or not? Executes. Then all employee numbers, same number comes. That is wrong output, no? This is object-oriented programming logic. That is C language logic, structured programming logic. Okay? 5 factorial logic is, that logic is C language logic, structured programming logic. Instance variable place class variable place instance variable, that is object-oriented programming, Java logic. Okay? This logic also system doesn't know. Logic system is not responsible. Logic programmer responsibility. Okay? If system understands logic, then programmers are not required. If system understands logic, system cannot think for employee number instance variable required, name instance variable required, company name class variable required, salary instance variable required, bonus local variable required. System cannot think. That is your responsibility. If system starts thinking, what will be happen? You have seen one movie, Robo. You have seen, no? So if system starts thinking, what will be happen? That is you have seen in movie. That Robo, you see, for creating that Robo, it has taken some years for hero. But that Robo will create other robots very quickly. At last, human being only will face the problem, no? That is only. So if system starts thinking, at last human being only will face the problem. That is only movie message. So our intelligence we are adding to system. That is artificial intelligence. That is artificial intelligence. That intelligence is at last less than human brain only. If it is equal to human brain or more than human brain, if it is comes, human only will face the problem. Human being only will face the problem. That is only that movie message. Okay? So system doesn't know logic. System cannot understand logic. System is not responsible for logic. No. Compile time error. If you forget also, nothing will happen. System shows. Logical error, anyhow, programmer responsibility. Runtime errors. This is very difficult to manage in C language. That is the reason in Java, runtime error handling mechanism came. That is only this topic. Exception handling. So runtime errors, nothing but exceptions. Runtime error means exception. Runtime error means exceptions. See, in C language, if any runtime error is occurred in C language, say, if any compile time error is occurred, message comes. If any logical error occurred, wrong output comes. If any runtime error occurred, sometimes message comes, sometimes wrong output comes, sometimes total program closed, sometimes compiler terminated, sometimes system may be hanged. You will get a lot of disturbance with runtime errors. So runtime errors very difficult to manage. That is the reason only runtime error handling mechanism introduced in C++, but not full-fledged. But in Java, full-fledged introduced. That is only this topic. Runtime error handling mechanism is nothing but exception handling. So here you write it. Exception means runtime error. Exception means runtime error. Exception means runtime error. But in Java, this mechanism also present. This mechanism also present. But you will not get any disturbance. You will get a message. like as compile time error, runtime error message also comes. For example, this program, just a little bit I'll change, x by y I'll write. Okay. Now, how many arguments we have to pass to this program? 2 arguments we have to pass. Now, compilation, success, execution. I'm not passing arguments. Exception, that means runtime error. Runtime error in thread main, in a main piece, because thread means piece of code somewhere I given while teaching string buffer. Thread is a piece of code. Which exception? Array index out of bounds exception. Index 0 out of bounds for length 0. What is this? See, suppose integer array a equal to new integer of 5. In this, what is the size of this array? 5. Range of these indexes 0 to 4. Suppose if I write 5, it is out of bounds only, no? Okay, it is out of bounds. Suppose size is 4, range is 0 to 3. Suppose 4 if I enter, out of bounds. Suppose size is 3, 0 to 2. Here 2 is 2 is okay. 3 is out of bounds. Suppose size is 2, 0 to 1. Suppose 2 is out of bounds. Suppose size is 1. Here 0. Here 1 also out of bounds. Suppose size is 0. Index, no index. Size only 0. Then 0 also out of bounds. So here how many arguments I am passing? I didn't pass. That means length 0. Nothing but size 0. Index 0 out of bounds only, no? So you are getting error. It is out of bounds. I didn't pass argument, but I am writing 0. Args of 0 also error. This is one error. Suppose Java demo, Taj and Mahal, I am passing. One more error. Exception in thread main, number format exception. Actually, I am converting into integer. Now, Taj, can you convert into integer? That is the reason error. That is one more error. Now, Java demo 10 by 0. Here a value 10, x value 10, y value 0. Something by 0. Something by 0? Infinite. Infinite can be stored in variable? No. It is arithmetic exception. By 0 error. These are all runtime errors. It is handled. We didn't get any disturbance. We got a message because this mechanism already present. This mechanism already present. Okay. There are 3 types of errors: compile time errors, runtime errors, logical errors. Compile time errors, runtime errors, logical errors. Compile time errors, system will show message. Like that only runtime errors also will show message because the mechanism already developed. First of all, how this mechanism working? Okay. Now, compile time errors. If any compile time error is occurred, okay. If any compile time error is occurred, what will be happen? Error message comes. If any runtime error is occurred, here also message comes. Okay. Logical error, wrong output comes. Now, this mechanism is working. But how this mechanism developed in Java? That is, I'll show you first. First of all, note down. Now, I'll ask some questions. Give me answer up to here. What is error? Programming mistake. Programming mistake we are calling error. How many types of errors? 3 types. What are those? Syntax errors are compile time error or runtime error, logical error. Compile time error. Exceptions? Runtime error. Can I call compile time error is exception? No. Can I call logical error is exception? No. Only runtime errors are exception. All exceptions are runtime errors only. Don't get confused. Exception nothing but runtime error. Exception means runtime error. Okay? Compile time error, you cannot call it as exception. Logical error, you cannot call it as exception. Runtime error only, you can call it as exception. All exceptions are runtime errors only. Okay? Now, listen with more concentration. Listen with more concentration. Now, logic runtime errors. Now, exception handling. This topic nothing but runtime error handling only. Got in mind? Because compile time errors, same in C, C++, Java. Logical errors, same in C, C++, Java. They faced many problems in C language with runtime errors. That is the reason this concept introduced. Okay? Now, if error comes, if any compile time error comes, message coming. If any runtime error, message coming. If any logical error, wrong output comes. But why this topic you have to learn? That I'll explain. Here, first of all, before going to that one, now, how this mechanism developed in Java, that I'll explain. Okay? First write it. All exceptions are classes in Java. All exceptions are classes in Java. All exceptions are classes in Java. See, you observe, here you have seen 3 exceptions. This is Java. What is Java here? Package. What is line? Sub package. See, each word first letter capital. A capital, I capital, O capital, O capital, B capital, E capital. It is class only, no? Here. See, package, sub package, class. Here. Package, sub package, class. So, for every runtime error, they prepared one class. Every runtime error, they prepared one class. That's what this point. All exceptions are classes in Java. Okay? In Java language, every runtime error, they prepared one class. Okay? How this mechanism working? I'll explain. Here, so previous all concepts you have to remember. So, up to exception handling, if you are perfect, up to this topic, if you are perfect, remaining all nothing. Not only remaining these topics, Advanced Java also, Selenium also, Android also, Spring also, Spring Boot also, microservices, web services, further whatever you learn. Those all easy. If you are perfect up to exception handling. But up to exception handling, if you work hard, remaining all becomes easy. Now, exception means runtime error. All exceptions are classes in Java. They prepared. Here, in exception handling, we use the following keywords. Try, catch, throw, throws, finally. In exception handling, we use the following keywords. First one, try. Second one, catch. Third one, throw. Fourth one, throws. Fifth one, finally. Now, the syntax of try and catch blocks. The syntax of try and catch blocks. The syntax of try and catch blocks. Try. Catch. Exception class name. Object reference. Task code. Error message. The syntax of try and catch blocks. Try, task code, catch, exception class name, object reference, error message. I'll explain. Is it over? See, here task code, here error message. Just write one more point. Try block must be associated with at least one catch block or finally block. Try block must be associated with at least one catch block or finally block. See how many keywords? 5 keywords. Present 2 keywords you are learning. It is throw, it is throws. It is finally. Not same. It is throw, it is throws. See, try block must be associated with at least one catch block or finally block. Present, try and catch only, concentrate. Okay, remaining we'll see later. Now, here actually what will be happen is this type of try catch implicitly present in my program. It doesn't appear to you. Suppose in this program, string class in which package? Java.lang. Integer class in which package? Java.lang. System class in which package? Java.lang. But without importing Java.lang, I'm accessing string class, integer class, system class. How? Default package, implicitly present. If I write like this, any effect will be there? No. If you write also, if you don't write also, nothing. Same. Okay. Now, here, demo. Here, In this program, any inheritance is there? Object. Where is object? Implicitly object. Here, extends object. It is implicitly present. So, every class in Java, either directly or indirectly derived from object class. Welcome program also inheritance is there. Extends object implicitly present. You studied. Okay. Now, in this program, any constructor is there? Implicitly default constructor will be there, no? Here, demo. It is implicitly present or not? In this constructor, implicitly first line, what will be there? What will be there? Super. Is all implicitly present, no? Like that try catch block also implicitly present. What do you mean? Now, this is no need to write. This is no need to write implicitly. This is no need to write. This is no need to write. These all implicitly present. Like that only, try catch blocks also implicitly present. It doesn't appear to you. Okay. Now, here, this is task code. Suppose in this program, this is task code. Okay. Now, here, whenever exception occurs, this may be many lines. Okay. Here, what is happening? Listen with more concentration, otherwise you cannot understand. Okay. Now, in suppose 5 lines, task code is there. 5 lines, task code is there. In these 5 lines, whenever exception occurs, either here or here or here, whenever exception occurs, automatically exception related class object created automatically by JVM. That object passed to this catch block. This object reference will catch. That's what it is, catch. It is trying to execute. While executing, if any problem occurred, automatically object created to related exception class, that object passed to catch block. Catch block code executed with that this type of message coming. So here actually what is happening, whenever exception occurs in a program, that particular exception class object created by JVM passed to exception handler, nothing but catch block. It will catch that code executed. With that code only, this message coming. This message coming, no? This message, this message, this message. How it is coming? Through catch block. So, here one point, note down. Whenever exception occurs in a program, then whenever exception occurs in a program, then the related exception class object created by JVM. Whenever exception occurs in a program, then the related exception class object created by JVM passed to exception handler, and exception handler code is executed. Here, catch block is called as exception handler. Whenever exception occurs in a program, then the related exception class object created by JVM pass it to exception handler and exception handler code is executed. Here catch block is called as exception handler. So listen with more concentration, otherwise you cannot understand. See, this is task code. This is task code. Okay. Now, try block. It is going to try. While trying, if any problem occurred, object created. That object passed to catch block. Catch block executed. With that error message displayed. So, suppose if these all lines successfully executed, control never come to catch block. Okay. If it is successfully executed means catch block is not executed. If any problem occurred, either this line or this line or this line or this line or this line, problem occurred, then control jumps to catch block. Okay. Here, suppose in this line, exception occurred. In this line, exception occurred. That exception related class object created by JVM passed to exception handler. Nothing but catch block. With exception handler code executed, with that error message displayed. Suppose this program, how many arguments we have to pass to this program? 2 arguments you have to pass. Okay, 2 arguments you have to pass. Then what is the array size of this one? 2. What is the range of this one? Indexes 0, 1. That's what I written 0 here. I written 1. Okay. So we have to pass 2 arguments. We have to pass 2 arguments. Then only you can access 0 and 1. But if you don't pass arguments, what is the size of that array? 0. If 0 is there, index range is no range. 0 also error. That means in this line exception occurs. Okay. See. File, save. Compilation, execution. I am not passing arguments. I am not passing arguments means this array size is 0. If 0 is there, can we use 0 index? No. 0 also out of bounds. 1 also out of bounds. In this line only exception occurs. Okay. This line number is 5. See. Here. Demo.java line number 5. Exception. Runtime error. In main piece. Which exception? Array index out of bounds exception. Index 0 out of bounds for length 0. It is occurred. Suppose Java demo 1 number I'll pass. Now what will happen? Same exception, but line number 6 exception occurred. First one received, no? This 10 received. So this is received. It is executed successfully. In this line exception occurred. So exception same, but line number 6. It is line number 5. Here line number 6. One argument I passed. One argument length is 1. But length is 1 means index is 0 only valid. 1 also out of bounds. If length is 0, 0 also out of bounds. Length is 1, 0 valid, 1 out of bounds. Suppose length is 2, 0 valid, 1 valid, 2 is out of bounds. Suppose length is 3, 0 valid, 1 valid, 2 valid, 3 is out of bounds. So here number of arguments we must pass 2 because already we are using 0 and 1. If we don't pass two arguments, that exception occurs. If we pass zero argument, that means if we don't pass argument, array index dot bounds exception. If you pass one argument, array index dot bounds exception. If you pass two, it will compile, it will execute. Okay. Suppose I'll pass two arguments, but I'm passing different format. So actually, which type we have to pass? Integer type, because already we written parseInt method for converting integer. Taj can we convert into integer? No. Mahal can we convert into integer? No. Actually, how many arguments you have to pass? Two. I'm passing two. Number of arguments okay, but format is wrong. That's what another exception. Number format exception. Number format is wrong. Okay. Now it is handled. Line number also displayed. Something displayed is all. Okay. Now suppose format also right. Suppose format also right. Number of arguments, how many you have to pass? Two. I passed two. How many numbers? Two numbers I pass required. Two integers only required. No? These two integers only, no? But here division operation. Something by zero. Infinite. Zero by something. Zero by something, not a problem. Zero. But something by zero. That's what one more exception. Arithmetic exception. Divided by zero. Now, in this program, three exceptions occurred. But actually, how do we know there are three exceptions? This actually, we do not know. We can identify only few exceptions with the library. Some more exceptions who will identify is testing people. This program different ways they'll test. They can identify. After completion of project, testing people what they'll do? They'll test the project, no? Project different ways, different angle they'll test. If any problem comes, again they'll inform the programmer. Okay? Programmer duty is error-free program he has to write. Error-free. Error-free program you have to write. Maximum you have to try to write error-free programs only. But after completion, you'll give to testing people. What they'll do? They'll test your program, different angle they'll test. If any problem comes, again they'll give to programmer. Okay? So, this is error handling. It is error handling. Now, this type here, it is exception handling means runtime error handling. But it is handling, it is showing message, everything. But why do you need to learn this topic? Why this topic is required? Now, here all exceptions are not handled by system. Some are two categories are there. One category handle, one category you have to handle. That is the reason you have to learn. If all are handled by system, better no? Then topic is not required. Okay? If all are handled by system point of view burden, memory wasted. If all are handled by programmer, in welcome program only you have to write try catch blocks. Then you have to start welcome program and try catch block. That will be happen. That's what responsibility is divided. See, how many packages are default packages? One only. But how many are there? Hundreds of packages are there. One only system you will import. Remaining all you have to import. If all are imported by system, better no? No need to learn import keyword also. It is more better no? But system point of view burden, memory wasted. If all are imported by system, all default means it is programmer point of view better, but system point of view burden. Okay? Suppose there is no default package, assume. Then what is the problem? Welcome program only you have to write import keyword first. Import keyword recently you learned. Okay? That is welcome program only you have to write import keyword. That is the problem. That's what responsibility is divided. Here also, all exceptions are not handled by system. All exceptions are not handled. One category handled, one category you have to handle. If all are handled by system, system point of view burden. If all are handled by programmer, programmer point of view burden. So responsibility is divided to programmer, system. And also these exceptions here now handled by system implicitly handled. It is showing this type of messages, but this type of messages Java programmer can understand, other people cannot understand. No? Suppose one example, you will develop on supermarket project. After developing, see, on supermarket company, they are maintaining their data manually. They want to make it computerization. Then what they'll do? They'll approach one programmer. Now they'll give to one company, they'll develop, company people will develop project. After developing project, who is going to operate? This programmer is going to sit in supermarket? No. Okay. So operators will operate. Project is developed by programmer. Operator is going to operate. Like programmer, like the project, they'll explain to operators how to operate. They'll explain. So they'll explain. Here type item number. Here type item name. Here type stock details. Here type date. You'll get a daily report. You type month name. You'll get a monthly report. You type year, annual report. Like that, they'll explain. They'll explain to operator. Operator is going to operate. While operating, to item number he has to pass. By mistake, item name passed. Actually, he has to pass item number. By mistake, item name passed. Actually, 2 integers we have to pass. Here, 2 strings I passed. Then which exception occurred? Number format exception occurred. This message came. Okay. Now, item number he has to pass. Okay. Item number he has to pass. By mistake, he passed item name. One message comes. Exception in thread main java.lang. Number format exception for input string. That name. Will you understand? Operator. What is exception? What is main? What is thread? He cannot understand, no? Because he doesn't know Java. Is it for working in a supermarket, Java knowledge required? No. Java knowledge is not required. Just English knowledge, typing knowledge. Little bit English, little bit in typing skills. They can work. So, if this type of message comes, what he'll understand? This project is not developed properly. That type of this type of message coming, he'll understand. He doesn't know what is happened actually. Actually, his mistake also is there. He has to pass item number. He passed item name. This message comes. That's what. While developing a project, after completion of project, what you have to do? Instead of system message, you handle. Instead of this message, another message write. So please pass item number. You write. Whenever by mistake he passed item number, name, one message comes. Please pass item name. I know item number. See that message you can understand. That is the reason you have to learn subject. Okay. You handle. Write another message. Simple English message, write it. But why Java developers written this message, that message, they can write no directly. Got him point? So instead of this one, please pass item number only, they can write no. This Java only for supermarket. Java not only for supermarket, no. If please pass item number is there, suppose. Bank application, account number will be there. There also message, please pass item number comes. Insurance company application, insurance policy number will be there. There also please pass item number comes. If already written means. That is the reason they written like this. You write bank application is there. Write please pass account number. Insurance application is there. Write please pass policy number. Supermarket application is there. Write message please pass item number. You handle according to your requirement. You change. Got it? That is the reason this topic you have to learn. Okay. It is handling system. One category handles. One more category not handled. But whichever is handling also you have to handle explicitly. To change the message. To change the message you have to learn. Okay. But First, which category system handles, which category you have to handle, that is you have to learn. First write it. There are two types of exceptions. First one, checked exceptions. Second one, unchecked exceptions. There are two types of exceptions. First one, checked exceptions. Second one, unchecked exceptions. There are two types of exceptions. First one, checked exceptions. Second one, unchecked exceptions. First one, checked exceptions. Just write the notes only. I'll explain in Monday class. Okay? Write it. The exception classes that are derived from java.lang.exception class are called checked exceptions. The exception classes that are derived from java.lang.exception class are called checked exceptions. Checked exceptions do not include java.lang.runtime exception class and its subclasses. Checked exceptions do not include java.lang.runtime exception class and its subclasses. All checked exceptions must be handled by programmer explicitly. All checked exceptions must be handled by programmer explicitly. Otherwise, compile time error occurs. The Java compiler checks try and catch blocks or throws clause for this kind of exceptions. All application specific exceptions or comes under this category. Just notes only, write it. The exception classes that are derived from java.lang.exception class are called checked exceptions. Checked exceptions do not include java.lang.runtime exception class and its subclasses. All checked exceptions must be handled by programmer explicitly. Otherwise, compile time error occurs. Compiler is going to check try catch blocks. That's what it is called, checked exception. Just note down. I didn't explain. I'll explain on Monday. Just note down notes only. These all points I'll explain on Monday with a diagram. The exception classes that are derived from java.lang.runtime exception class are called unchecked exceptions. Handling unchecked exceptions are optional by programmer. Because all unchecked exceptions are handled by system implicitly. Unchecked exceptions are handled by programmer to display user-friendly error messages. The Java compiler does not check try and catch blocks or throws clause for these kind of exceptions. All general exceptions or comes under this category. Just write the notes only. These all points I'll explain on Monday class. Monday class I'll explain. Okay. Okay, you will see continuation on Monday. Monday will explain.